Be Well, Feel Well, A Healthier Suffolk in 2023 is a partnership between Suffolk Mind, Public Health and Communities, and a range of community groups teaming up to focus on ways for you to be well throughout the year. To help you stay well, Suffolk Mind use an organising idea that we all have physical and emotional needs and a set of skills and resources that we're born with to meet those needs. We have 12 physical and emotional needs. Security is one of those needs.
The need to feel secure is about feeling safe in key areas of your life and in situations that you find yourself in. So it's about feeling safe in your home environment, at work, in your local community. It's also relevant when we think about things like our financial security. Health considerations can be something that can threaten that feeling of security. Now, security is so important to us as human beings that there is a specific part of our brain that is responsible for monitoring and maintaining our security. Neuroscientists refer to this part of our brain as our amygdala, but we can think about it as being our brain's security officer. So the role of the amygdala is all the sensory information that comes into our bodies to determine, is this safe or not safe? So all of the things that you see, that you hear, that you touch, that you taste and that you smell come into your body and are evaluated by your security officer. Is this safe or not safe? In fact, things that we can smell, there is a single synaptic connection that takes that information straight to the security officer, so that if we're about to eat food that is off, for example, or if there's something burning nearby, that information comes through and the security officer is able to take action. Now, in order for the security officer to make a decision about if something is safe or not, it needs to link into another part of our brain, which is next door. This is called our hippocampus. Hippocampus means seahorse because this structure is seahorse shaped. However, we can think about it as being our brain's memory maker. Our memory maker is responsible for laying down memories and also retrieving those memories, so we've got access to that information. Now, in situations where we feel that we are safe, where our security officer has decided that we are safe, the information coming into our brains is then passed on to our thinking brain, our neocortex, which sits up here underneath my hand. And this is where we have access to rational thinking, to problem solving, to thinking creatively. So if you imagine that you're going for a walk in the park, everything that you can see, hear, touch, taste and smell is being processed by your security officer to decide if you're safe or not. And this is being done based on your past experiences as given to the security officer by the memory maker. So if there's a dog approaching you, or you hear a dog barking in the distance, whether or not you feel safe is going to be determined by your past experiences of dogs. If you feel safe, you've got access to that rational thinking to decide, what do I do next? Am I going to approach the dog? Am I going to talk to its owner or have some time on my own? It's your thinking brain is where the decisions are coming from. However, this looks different at times when your security officer perceives that you are under threat. If the information from your memory maker is that we've had a negative experience here before, last time the dog bit us or it growled and was really intimidating, then the response is going to be different. In that situation, your security officer is able to take action to keep you safe, and it does that by releasing cortisol and adrenaline and sending glucose to your major muscle groups so that you are ready for action. You're ready to run away or keep yourself safe from that dog if need be. This is known as our fight or flight response. When the security officer does this, it also limits your access to your thinking brain. The security officer makes quick either or decisions. Am I going to run? Am I going to freeze? Am I going to move forward? Am I going to get away? Now, a good way to be able to remember this is that we can make a model of our brains with our hands. So we can imagine that your thumbs are your security officer. There's actually one on either half of your brain, and your fingers represent your neocortex, your thinking brain. Put the two halves together, and here we have an approximate model of your brain. So when information's coming in, it's initially processed by your security officer. And if your security officer decides, based on past experiences, that you're not safe, then you, metaphorically speaking, flip your lid like this, and you are left with your security officer in charge. Your security officer will make real either or binary decisions to keep you safe. Now, that's great if you need to run away from the dog. Not so useful if you start feeling unsafe at work, for example, and you really need access to your thinking brain. So it's helpful for us to have strategies to calm down strong emotions so that we're able to access rational thinking. Now, in another one of our videos on security, Ezra will be talking about how these parts of the brain and this security system works in situations where somebody is experiencing perhaps a phobia, there's been an experience of trauma, and maybe in situations like PTSD.
For more useful support, tips and information, visit infolink.suffolk.gov.uk, suffolkmind.org.uk, or speak to the National Debt Line on 0808 808 4000, or Citizens Advice on 0808 278 7868.